Okay, this is going to be a really quick video, and it's how to straighten bent coax connector jacks on the back of radios. It's damage that I see all the time, from thanks to eBay and lots of other online sources nowadays. Radios are sold and shipped all over, basically all over the world now. So it's hard to tell how many times your radios cross the planet nowadays. Even just from coast to coast in the U.S. But common damage I see in so many radios, not just base stations but also mobiles, is the coax connector takes a hit, and this radio is no exception. So you can see that it's crooked. Well, and you want to straighten that out. But how in the hell do you straighten it out? Well, you can try and grab it with a pair of pliers, but what you're going to end up doing is screwing up the threads on it. Now, actually, let me just reach around and grab one. You could try grabbing a new connector and screwing this on there and grabbing that, but even that's not a lot of extra leverage, especially depending how hard, how heavy the gauge of metal is. What would be nice if we could have something like that, but was longer. Well, that's very simple, because the threads in the end of this accept a standard bolt. So you can just screw a bolt into the end of that. Now, I actually have a tool I've had for years I made up, and what I did is I broke the center pin out, because I don't want to be putting any stress on the contacts inside of that jack, and which spreads them out. All I want to do is thread onto the outside. So what I made up years ago was basically just took a brand new jack, or brand new plug. Like I say, broke the center pin off of it. You can see there's nothing in the middle there. Took a bolt and 3 nuts, and this was a flange head bolt, and 3 nuts, screwed them together. Put a little bit of Loctite on the end, because this is permanent. Screwed it down in, and then dipped this. Now, the reason it's white on the back is this is actually tool dip, that rubberized tool dip you get in a can. So I just dunked it a couple times, let it dry, dunked it, let it dry, dunked it, let it dry, to make a nice handle. Now, you'll notice this doesn't spin anymore. You notice normally it would look like that, nice and flat. You see it's kind of rounded over. That's actually soldered solid now, because that's what we want, is a nice, solid connection. So, I just took a 300, a lot of people, you don't have to do that, but like I say, I've got a big 300 watt soldering iron. Actually, hell, you could use a propane torch. It doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter if you melt the center plastic in the middle of this. All you want's basically the metal housing. But solder that solid, and then you can stick this on there, and thread it on the whole way, and you can just grab that. And look at that. Oh, a bit too far. Perfect. And there you go. There's your straightened out coax connector. And that's all you need. Just an old, it doesn't have to be new. Just whack an old connector off the end of a cord, thread a bolt into the end. That's, like I say, that's one of the advantages. That's just standard SAE bolt thread in there. But to thread a bolt into it, throw a couple nuts on there, that makes a beefs it up a little bit, make a nice grab handle. And if you have some of that tool dip, that's handy, and it's rubberized. Dunk that in there a few times, but that's all you need. Make yourself a bent radio coax connector jack straightener outer.